Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Scraptember where we're doing a video a day, and there's my sketch. Now this sketch and this process video was over at the Kitaholic Kits subscriber group, and there isn't very many in there, so I decided I'm going to download it and then put it out here for the real world to see. So you will see me just kind of talk every once in a while, but due to the time zone, because the Kitaholic Kits are back in Australia and New Zealand area, they're really far ahead, and this was 10 o'clock in the morning when I did this at 8 o'clock at night. So unfortunately there wasn't very many people that were watching it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to download it and then I'm going to put it on here to show you guys what you can use the kits, and I'll link everything down below to the Kitaholic Kits along with who our guest designer is, and then Laura and Natalie's links as well. So I got out my kits. We were able to use our stash last month, and I added a bunch of them, and here I am, I'm talking about what I have in the papers and how I'm going to use this. So I'm going to flip it. As you can tell, I'm going to flip it and make it, and then I realized that I actually do what the layout looks like anyway, so it works out perfect for me. Now, I hope that you are definitely enjoying all of what Natalie, our guest, and Laura are bringing to the table. I know that this is only day 2, and we've got 28 more days to go, but it's the point that we love to do what we do for this. And I tried to line that up, and then it still doesn't look right, and then I get it back off again, and it's still not right, so here I go and taking it off. It drove me nuts. I could not get that paper right to save my life, and I don't know, I don't think it was cut wrong. I couldn't figure out why it did what it did. So, but now I'm just kind of going through my papers and trying to figure out what I want to use, and I found that I use these three little bits right here, these strips, and I'm going to use those, and I absolutely love how those turned out. I love, 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 love the style of it. And I just love how this turned out. Now, this is of my daughter. I'm still trying to finish up the Italy trip. I only have I think three more layouts to go for this particular trip, and I found that Close to My Heart is now doing 1-inch binders for 12 by 12s instead of it just being like 8.5 by 11 or any of those smaller type sizes. They did one for the 12 by 12. So now I'm excited because now I can put all of my 12 by 12 layout for my mini trips in those. So I'm so glad because they'll all be mint, and I'm just going to order a bunch so that I know I can do, because I still have quite a bit of trips that I haven't even touched yet while we were stationed overseas. And now I just bring back the sketch in. Every once in a while you'll see me bring it in just so that you can see. And I ended up doing, like I said, I ended up doing this layout a little bit different, and I want to, as you could tell when I flipped it the other way and the drips were running down and like this was catching, I liked that idea too. So you'll see me come back in with this particular paper in this sketch and kind of do it differently again. I have some ideas with it because this was a really good sketch. I loved it. So I'm just going through everything and just trying to get through all of the papers that I would like to use. And now the pictures. This is we went out to eat with the American family that walked during the wine walk with us, and we were talking and having fun, and they went along their merry way, but it was fun to just go out and eat with some Americans and just chatting. And they were actually from the Midwest. They were from Nebraska, and that was pretty cool. So we were talking about the corn and all that kind of stuff, just brought a little bit back from home. And we were eating at this one restaurant, and they had tiramisu. So now if anybody knows me and has been following my channel or just follow me on social media, when it comes to Italy, that is like my homeland. Like, I could have all of the amount of pastas, tiramisus, cannolis, you name it, whatever, the pizza pies that they have. Yep, that's all me. And all of their cheese, everything. I mean, I'm just, yep, love it all. So I decided to give Kaylin some gelato, some gelato. She normally doesn't ever get it this late at night, and she was able to get it this late. And then I had my tiramisu, and of course the wine that I had was amazing. After all the wine that I did drink, for like sipping wise and everything through the wine walk, we ended up finding another wine that I got that was at this restaurant that was made just for them, and that was even amazing. It went really well with my supper and my dessert. It was just perfect. So yeah, that's a little bit about the photos. So now I'm just coming in. I layered up all my pieces. I do have the 3 photos. I was able to capture this moment in time for us. And then pretty much this layout is coming to an end. There isn't really much more I do other than embellishing. And it turns out really well. I really loved how this turned out. So I hope that you go check out everybody at the, for the I can't even talk today. For the Scraptember. Today's guest is Becky over at My Creative Life. Like I said, her link and everybody else's link will be down below, along with the Kitaholic Kits. I am a design team member of them, so you will see their kits or their layouts and stuff throughout the month here as well. This was just a particular live that I did for them, and I wanted to bring it into Scraptember because I am going to tell you 2 things. 1, I knew I didn't have to worry about doing this video again, and 2, it was already done for me and nobody's seen it unless you were in and you are a subscriber to Kitaholic Kits. So you haven't seen this layout, and this was done in August, so that's why I decided to bring it here. So in retrospect of everything, that is exactly what's going on here. But I absolutely love how this turned out, the way it turned out, and it just ended up being a perfect photo with perfect colors and all of that for this moment or this memory for us. So now I'm just placing down a little bit. I got out some thread. I got out a couple other things from my stash just to add that little bit of pizzazz to it. And yeah, so it's turning out really well. Let me see, what else do? I do know that I do some splattering, and I'm just now placing everything pretty much down. And then outside of that, that is about it. So I do make sure that everything gets glued down and it looks right. Again, this was a live, so for some reason when I did this, it was raining outside, so it was like weird sky tones, which then in turn made my video kind of go dim and then dark, or light and then dim. It was really weird. But welcome to Georgia. And now we're into hurricane season. So as I'm doing this voiceover, we have our first hurricane coming through, and it's supposed to hit us about Tuesday, but we just get the rain and like the heavy rains, like nothing really too much affects us because we're a little bit too far inland. But the problem is everybody comes to us. So as everybody else is evacuating, everybody comes to us, and they push all of that stuff to us. So I had to ask what I was going to call this, and I thought at first it was going to be the Sweet Life, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to call it. And then one of the design team members said, well, why don't you do Deliciously Sweet? And I'm like, ooh, that is perfect. So you'll see me putz around with the letters, and then you'll see me come in with the right lettering. And there we go. Here it comes. Because I don't know, I think I was going to just call it the Sweet Life. But I was hoping that some of the subscribers would be on there to help me out with the title. And like I said, just due to time zone and stuff, not very many viewed it. So I didn't get that much help, except for a few that did stay on and watch for me, because I know it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. So this is pretty much done, and the still shots are coming up. Make sure that you like and subscribe to all of our channels. I am going through with my gold splatters, and that'll be it, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.